For those who are unaware, the old school team's doing like this sort of game jam session where they're getting together once every so often. Instead of doing a game update for a week, the mods are taking time apart to work on projects and showcase some ideas of what could potentially be happening in the future of old school RuneScape. I think it's a great idea for a bit of, I guess, longevity of the game and initiative by the old school team to be able to present ideas and I guess get player feedback on big projects that we might want to see in the future. For example, I'm going to go through some of the ideas that we've seen today. I think there's 5 or 6 things they've given us this week, and I'm going to just give my opinion on what I see, maybe some feedback on what I think, and just my own point of view on what I see and what they presented with us. Some people wanted me to do it while I'm on stream, but I figured making a video means I can actually pull everything aside and then have a look. I haven't looked at it as a whole rather than just actually getting the photos together, so sorry for the shitty format using whatever Windows photos, but this is the first item that came up, which is, I can't remember who made this post. It was one of the mods. They were talking about this is something that they're working on. I think this looks like a Raids 3 system. Like, this is what they're doing for Raids 3 when you complete a wave. Obviously, it's just got art from the Theatre of Blood chest at the moment up the top here. The estimated value of your rewards, they've just used swords for an example, and then that obviously a T-bow for an example in the next. It's not going to be obviously those items. This is just a format, but I believe this is Raids 3 because the only reason I think that is because they did say that there's different ways that you can change the difficulty and make the raid itself harder or easier. Like, you can customize the waves or the raids themselves, unless there's some sort of new gauntlet system that they're going to bring to the game where you essentially just actually no, this might not be Raids 3 now I think about it. This might be an entirely new minigame, and I just now thought about this. Then it might be a really fucking cool idea. If it's Raids 3, then sweet, but I don't think so. I think this is the idea for a new sort of gauntlet style minigame, not like the gauntlet that we have in Prif, but like an actual gauntlet where you're just fighting waves and waves of shit. Whether it's goblins up, like cows, goblins, all the way up to fucking demons, or if it's just straight up fucking waves of barbarians, I don't know. But I think you can kind of understand, I don't know, like, do you remember Modern Warfare 3 or Modern Warfare 2? Or even better, Call of Duty Zombies. Same sort of idea, except between each wave you'll get loot, and then you decide what you want to do next wave, and you can get a buff or make it easier and harder to improve on your loot. Think of it like that, like a sort of zombie concept, where you're taking on waves and waves and waves, and then you're rewarded at the end of each wave. I can't remember off the top of my head right now what sort of game I can relate it to, but if they have an idea of that style of, I guess, minigame to come to RuneScape, I'm all for it. Sounds like it'd be a good way to make some money and a good way to bring more diverse PVM to the game. That's actually really smart, and I'm surprised I haven't done anything like that before, because that's really good. So that's what I take away from this. It's just clicked to me then while making this video. Let me know if you agree in the comment section below what you think of this, and if you can tell me what the fuck it's called, what sort of game it's called as well, because I can't remember for the fucking life of me what it is or what to relate it to. But the one thing I can really relate to, or what I can link it to, is Call of Duty Zombies, kind of where you're just taking on waves of shit, except obviously between waves, or between like every 5 waves, you'll get this loot. This is the potential loot next, and you can make it harder to increase your loot or easier to have your dick held. But not bad, pretty cool. Again, this is just, yeah, something that they've shown us. Obviously it's really early, but if people like this idea and keep talking about it, you're going to get some good feedback, so I like that. Not bad. Next up is a new boss for the wilderness. Now, this is relating to something I'm going to show you next, which is an expansion on the wilderness. But in the meantime, within the expansion, they want to bring a new dragon boss, which is like a... they're relating its mechanics to the same idea as Nex, but not in terms of like the same attacks and the same style of fight, but like just the drop table where it's a group boss that's fought in the wilderness, and everyone's given a reward based on, and it's a better reward based on like your contribution, I guess, if that makes sense, like a Nightmare and Next sort of concept. It's behind a gated entrance fee. I'm assuming it's also a PvP arena, like you'll be able to be PK'd while in there. And if it's going to be like Next, let's say for example that it's similar GP as well, 12 mil an hour to do this boss, but there is a risk of being PK'd. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of players out there still. If you can do it in reasonably cheap gear, or if you can do it safely with even a +1, and still make 12 mil an hour, including while getting PK'd, or getting PK'd might drop it to something like 8 mil an hour. That's not bad, and that's also good for PKs. Bringing more people to the wilderness, in my opinion, makes PKing a better experience for people that want to just kill players. So, that's all we have at the moment. The boss looks pretty fucking sick in the concept. There's not too much more information on it at the moment, but I'm all for a big... I think, in my opinion, Zora and Vorkaf are bad for the game because they just print fucking money. In my opinion, Vorkaf and Zora, I'll use them as examples because they are big ticket bosses. If you took their loot tables and put them in the wilderness, but kept like the uniques on them, of course, just like the generic loot table, and swapped it with like Callisto and Venenatus, for example, you would have a completely different dynamic in the wilderness. You'd have more people farming the wildy bosses if they were more rewarding. So having something like this that's really fucking out there is really good for the game, late game. It'd be really good to see. I'm a big fan of that. Next up, I've heard about this, but I haven't looked at it properly, but it's a wilderness expansion. Now, I've heard that there are Fremenic PK NPCs, as you can see just above me. I'm sorry if my head's covering anything. Basically, I'll just read through it quickly. This is a wilderness extension for day 1 of the Game Jam week. It's obviously just a concept. So when you see this, don't go and be like, oh no, they're expanding the wilderness, this is going to be terrible. Like, you don't know what you're fucking talking about. This is a concept that's pitching an idea, gathering feedback, and if you like it, they will look at it. And you know what? Even if you like the expansion of the wilderness, it might look nothing like this. Zaya doesn't look like it did fucking 5 years ago. It's just a concept. It's just an idea. We might get half of this. We might get double this. It's just an idea, and it's not like you could not like it, but I don't think it's fair for people to complain or cry about it to the point that it's fucking toxic. Like, if you're not a fan, just say, hey, not a big fan. Give some feedback. Constructive criticism is always good. There's never a bad time for constructive criticism. If you do like it, talk about what you do like, and there might be some things you do and don't like, but for the love of God, don't just be like, oh, Jagex is trying to ruin the game, and this is because they're not. They're trying to do what's best for the game. It's one of the longest surviving MMOs. Just keep that in the back of your mind when you look at shit like this, because I know that you're going to have people like Bitter out there crying all the fucking time about absolutely anything you can get his fucking greasy mitts on. So any wilderness attention should really shut him the fuck up. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to work, but, you can't fix stupid. Anyways, Fremenic PK NPCs. OSRS is first PK NPC, which I think sounds really cool. They're Fremenic and they should wear Fremenic gear, okay? Skull mark that indicates them being PKs. So, Nordic names to keep the Fremenic culture. Okay, I don't really care about that shit. Mages need to fit with Luna and Fremenics don't like magic. Mages need to fit with Luna and Fremenics don't like magic. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but sure. I don't know if it's written in here, we'll find out in a minute, but I do want to just touch on, I don't know if they're going to increase the level of the wilderness or keep it capped at like 56 or whatever it is at the border and just keep that the same wilderness level all the way to the top. But what would be really cool is if the NPC Fremenics also have combat levels that are reflected with the level of the wilderness. So if you have a level 80 Fremenic and you're level 74, it can't attack you between level 1 and 5 wilderness. Like you have to be like it was a player, and I'm assuming that's what they would do. But that would be really cool to see. The wilderness city safe area. Okay, so the wilderness city is safe. Name to be determined. That's okay. Where is it? That must be here on the left here. This would be the safest. So this is like a safe zone, kind of like the Ferox Enclave, a little bit bigger, which is nice. City of exiled Fremenics who travelled north. No one cares. The Ents of Stockler Island. Where's that here? That's in the middle here. They are responsible for the area's greenery within the Fremenics that arrive. The Ents were the main source of wood to build their city. Okay, fair enough. Inhabited by magic Ents. Ents are the reason to the growth here. Okay, interesting. Resource area was the main source of mining, and that is why they fenced it and only allow certain people in the area. Okay, another resource area. That's pretty cool. A second one. Double or even triple resources with no increased XP rates. Oh, shit. Okay. To get access, you need to do stuff around the world and find a key to get enough tokens. That's pretty cool. So they're kind of incorporating mechanics from like leagues where you don't get extra XP, but you get extra resources. So double rune, triple rune. But it requires effort to get in there. This is the sort of stuff the wilderness needs. And people, I don't understand PKing to a great extent, but I understand gaming, and I understand games enough, not just RuneScape, but fucking MMOs and RPGs and player versus player content in general. And I know for a fact that if there are more people in the wilderness, there are more targets. That's good for PKs. So if people want to cry about, which they will, about PKing, I keep drilling that point, but this is good. If you bring people and you give people incentive, like double or triple fucking resources, why the fuck wouldn't you do that? That's just more efficient. Risk PKs, sure, but if you know how to defend yourself with the new PvP arena, it could make for some, this could be really good. And it could make for some good content. Like, you know, deep wilderness area, locked Iron Men, or just in general, PKing only in that area. I can see a lot of potential here. I do want to keep reading though. I don't want to talk too much on one topic, but it does. This is already looking really good, just as a concept. The resource area was, yeah, that's okay. I've already read that. To survive in the wilderness, the Fremniks that travelled here had to discover PKing and became PKs themselves to survive against adventurers in the wilderness. I don't know if that means Fremniks will only be in the top part of the wilderness. I hope they go the whole wilderness. That would be really good. Enchanted Lyre can be upgraded to in the city via the wilderness extension activities to add a teleport to the area. Okay, so one-way travel to Relica. You can't travel from Relica to here, but you can go to Relica from there. That's pretty cool. There's a quest. Won't be in Wildy, but allows you to be introduced to PK and practice it against some quest NPCs. Okay, so that's a safe quest, which is cool. Safe transport to the Skull Island. Cost gold. Skull Island. Skull Golem boss. Okay, a new boss. That's pretty cool. You're unable to trade other players here. High-level boss that potentially drops ways to combine rings. You can either run here through the wild or pay gold safely escorted here. So this looks like a safe zone. Combined rings, so you can put like a berserk ring and a suffering together to really get the max out of this fucking game. That would be really good. Like, it'll really ruin the brimstone ring, but that'd be pretty fucking sick. Zamarakian Temple. I'm assuming you're gonna have more Zami wizards. The Deathfire Volcano. Dragon boss, which is what we just looked at before, so that'll be here, which would be pretty cool. Pretty big arena. I think they also mentioned there's things like dodging lava on the floor and stuff, which is pretty nice. A rat enclave rat boss. This would be where you pretty much kill Dittabitter, I'd imagine. A rat riding a rat that swaps weapons and uses overhead prayers. Single area, and the boss is made to imitate a PK. All right, so there's even practice for people that want to have a go. That's not bad at all. Drop idea, rat pack. An item that transmogs you into a rat for 3 seconds and creates 2 decoy rats running in 2 different directions. Item disappears upon use and have X cooldown. The decoy disappears after 1 hit. Oh, so you could actually use that to like get away from PKs. That's a meme. Why rat pack? A new fun escape method. No, definitely. That'd be pretty sick. That's fucking memes. Why not? Bridge of Fate. Past this bridge, combat levels doesn't matter. I hope that's a typo. Oh, hold on. Past this bridge, combat level doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter what level you are. You can be level 3 and you get ragged by 126. Okay. So you don't want to be a pure up top. You really don't want to be a pure around here. Because pures are gay, of course. But also, yeah, no, okay. Interesting. There you go. That answers my question from before. Everything is a work in progress and empty areas will be filled out. Further info about the content ideas will be posted throughout this week. There you go. So this is, again, come with this in open mind, guys. Bounty Hunter Island, which is cool. People like Bounty Hunter. Wilderness Course Extension, level 75. CS XP rates. Not bad. Good size. Skull Impling Spawns. Okay, untradeable Implings. Unique drop table. Black Chin Chompers. 1 Larian Ski. Lava Dragon Bones. Okay. More Implings would be pretty good. What's this? Forbidden Revenant Ruins. So more Revenants. I see little to no negatives in this concept. Again, like I said, it's early. It can change. They will make changes. It might not be like this when we fucking get it, or even if they decide to go with it. But I think this is fucking memes. This is good. I like this. Let me know what you think, guys. But I fucking like it. That's sick. Not bad. Oh, let me zoom in on this shit. This is a bridge. They put the Acrid Gate at the Piscatorius fishing area, I believe. Is it Piscatorius? Is that how you pronounce it? With goblins. Don't fully understand it. Hell of a lot of staminas. I'm assuming it's a stamina bridge someone mentioned. Don't know. But they posted it, so I thought I'd share it. Not bad. Have we got anything else? Hold on. Yes. Oh, this one. This is a fucking meme. Someone already tweeted, right? This is why I think people are fucking idiots. Like, I think what I find is a lot of people that play RuneScape, I shouldn't be ranting, I should just be going through this, I do apologize, but a lot of people that play RuneScape, you'll find, have only ever played RuneScape. They don't play games. So, I'm not saying RuneScape isn't a game, but if you don't have a wide concept or vocabulary of games that you play, you're going to have a hard time understanding how or why RuneScape is the way it is, or why it's developed the way it is. Like, I think it's healthy to play other games from time to time, just to get an idea of why you sometimes might look like a fucking idiot when you open your mouth, especially on Twitter. So, this is amazing. So, the Ruby Ring Enchanted, the Ring of Forging, is actually the only ring that is in free-to-play. I didn't know that until today. I didn't know, actually. I thought they were all members. I didn't know Ring of Forging was free-to-play. It's weird that they're only talking about Ring of Dueling. I think the Recall Ring and Ring of Life should also be free-to-play, just like the amulets. Yeah, the amulets, sorry. But I think the idea is to make Ring of Dueling free-to-play, because I think you can go to Castle Wars, or you can at least access Castle Wars and free-to-play, right? But also, Ring of Dueling... Oh, sorry, it's the Ring of Dueling, so to the Duel Arena, and the Ferox Enclave, they're all free-to-play areas. Why not have that teleport? I think that's good. I don't see any issues with that. I think it's a smart investment to make for free-to-play. I think any free-to-play content that isn't absurd is very good, and is very... Can you access the Ferox Enclave free-to-play? You can, because you got LMS. I think free-to-play does need more love, to a certain extent. Like, in my opinion, I think Fire Giant should be free-to-play, and especially if there's a Fire Giant boss. That's just my personal opinion. But things like this is great. But someone then replied saying, oh, I'm fine with this as long as the Ring of Dueling has 4 charges. What the fuck does it matter? You're a dickhead. Like, you've got to be fucking retarded to like, why? Do you feel more privileged because you chose to be a member? Hey, just make it fucking free-to-play, or don't. That's really the idea. I think it's great to be free-to-play. I think Ring of Dueling and Life should be as well, but... Ring of Recall and Life should be as well, but I have no issues with that being free-to-play. It's interesting. I didn't realize the Forging was free-to-play until today, so not bad. Good source. I think that's it there. And I do have one more thing to show from Twitter. I couldn't save it because I'm a bit autistic, but Mod Skylark shared a GIF of a dog having new dog followers or something, different breeds and stuff, so that's pretty cool. Dogs are awesome. Big fan of dogs. I think as long as it doesn't ruin the niche side of pets and doesn't get in the way, dogs are a good idea. That's really mostly going to wrap up this video. It is, yeah, there's no real news this week because there's an update, but I do want to go through the Game Jam stuff and just to kind of discuss what I'm seeing here and get your guys' opinion essentially and give my opinion on it. I've got a video coming out soon on my new series where I do some IRL skilling, starting off with agility. It's been recorded. It's just a matter of editing and getting it live, so stay tuned for that. Appreciate you all coming by. I stream here 5 days a week. Jump in the Discord in the description. Suck a fucking fat one. And most importantly, I'll see all your cunts in the stream. Fuck off. How do I turn this fucking cunt off? This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him. God damn. Fuck me. Look at that boy. It's huge.